Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Tuesday, August 13th. We are 2 days away from our next eviction. Nothing going on in the house between now and then, honestly, except for scrambling and scheming, plotting, figuring out what house guests are going to do next week or the week after that. You know, it's pretty much, I don't know. It's just, we're just waiting for Kat to get evicted. I don't see any way that that's not going to happen. It's really just a matter of how many votes Cliff gets to get evicted. Holly may or may not vote to evict Cliff, and Jackson, Jackson's already said he's probably going to vote to evict Kat. Jessica is a bit torn as well, but it sounds like she's probably going to vote to evict Kat because she doesn't want to go against the majority. So much for women power, huh, Jessica? Yeah, so, I mean, we know Nick is fully on board in his total suck-up mode with Christy and Tommy. So it's just a matter of how long, you know, how many votes Kat actually gets evicted by. Not is it even going to be close? Which is good for Cliff. I mean, Cliff's, you know, he's managed to, remember, Cliff has been voted out of the house once. And he's managed to stay, you know, bobbing along at the edge of alliances without getting voted out. And so it's, you know, good for his game. It's going to hurt the house, the whole feel of the house with Kat gone, I think. Sorry to see her go. I know Scott's really sorry to see her go. Yeah, no more sunbathing. We're done. She's not going to be there next Sunday when they generally get back in the backyard and they get to get out, sunbathe a little bit or something. So no more bikinis for you, Scott. What else? I don't know. Annalise is still making her eggs. And there's another, you know, thing about jury management or just about house guest management. You know, Cliff is the one that always gets up with the person who's doing the punishment and hangs out with them. That's smart on his part. I mean, it's kind of interesting that Annalise is actually going to vote Kat out when she's been the hardcore, got to get rid of Cliff, got to get rid of Cliff, got to get rid of Cliff. Now she's going to get rid of, going to keep Cliff. So this week she doesn't hate Cliff. But don't worry, I'm sure she'll hate him soon enough. Yeah. That's all I got, guys. I don't have a whole lot to, there's nothing much to tell you. We have now jumped into the grinded out end part of the game. The exciting, you know, just the fact that Tommy winning this power veto kind of tipped things. It seems to me that whoever wins the next head of household is probably, I don't know who they're going to go after. I don't know. I do think that it's possible that Tommy and Christy could be targeted, but I'm not hearing a whole lot of that. I don't hear a lot of people talking about Jessica and Nicole, but they could be very easily put up quickly because they don't have strong alliances. So it'd be very easy just to throw them up as we'll get rid of that person. If someone wants to kind of kick the can down the road for another week. Yeah. That's what I got. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can talk about. I just don't have a lot to add. I mean, what am I going to talk about? Someone making eggs? No. So, yeah. In the rest of the world, I do need to pull up. I need to do this week. Give shout outs to the people that support my Patreon account for the CarCast for this. And do need to give them a shout out. I do think about you guys. I need to pull up the list. I'm not going to start to shout out some names because then I'll miss people, and I don't mean to not to exclude certain people just because maybe I happen to know the names of the other people. So, if I had it on my thing, I'd do it right now, but it would take me too long to pull it up, especially when I'm driving down the interstate highway. What else to tell you guys? Nothing. If you have questions you want me to talk about, now would be the good time to start asking them. I did do a Spreaker yesterday instead of a Periscope on the way home. I did a Spreaker live. Got some complaints from a couple of people. I know Iowa Grandma is someone who's usually yells at me in a nice way in Periscope, says hi, and she was talking about not getting notifications in the same way that she does for the Periscope. Look, it said I think only 30 people listen to it live, so it's very apparent that system is harder to navigate, or even the notification aren't as good as the Periscope ones, where I will easily get over 100 in the first minute or so of firing it up. Now it usually drops back down to a 50, 60 number, somewhere in that range, but 30 on Spreaker is obviously less. But I just felt like testing out a different system in the Spreaker Live, and now I know Spreaker Live is still it's kind of like Mixlr when I used to use Mixlr to do it, but I didn't have my little window mounted adapter for my phone, so I would have had to hold my phone while I'm driving and periscoping, and I don't like that method I don't consider that safe. It's bad enough that I have this device up, mounted near my windshield that has people chatting at me. I don't need to be, in addition, holding the phone at the same time. So I just decided that I wasn't going to go with it. But I do have it mounted today. I did get it moved from one vehicle to another. So it's in the car. So I'll probably do a Periscope tomorrow or later today on my way home, when I head home. I've got a couple of errands to run after work. My wife, who is a high school teacher, also has an open house tonight, so she's going to be late. Whenever she says she's going to be late at work, then I tend to stay late at work myself, or end up running errands after work. And I think today will be an after work errand kind of a thing, including running to the store for some stuff, which means I'll end up periscoping longer. And probably from a different location than what people are used to seeing. Yay for some people. Some people will be happy that I will periscope longer. Some people won't care. Some people have no idea. Most people have no idea what Periscope is. And even those that do don't give a care who I am or what I am doing on Periscope. All right, I'm done talking. I'm going to veg out, listen to some news or something for the next 10 minutes of my drive, and I will talk to you guys later today, some of you, or tomorrow for others. I hope you have a good Tuesday. No show tonight. I'm not watching any TV currently. I'm really not. I mean, I have shows that I have started, but right now, last night, TV was on in the background. I get limited TV reception, and so I had on. I cut the cord years ago, a year and a half ago. I do get PlayStation Vue, but I haven't even fired that up lately. My wife watches it. I built a homemade antennas that I have in my attic, and I get CBS Well. Oh, I finally got PBS. So there's a station to the north of me, the PBS station. It was down for quite a while. It was down for almost half a year because of antenna problems. They finally got it all fired back up. And I'd never gotten it before, but now I get it. Turns out they barely show anything. I got it because I wanted to get like nightly business or PBS NewsHour and BBC World News. They don't show either of them on this PBS channel. This PBS channel so far, pretty much every night is showing the concerts and kind of stuff that that, you know, you see when they're raising funds. So they only show the nightly business report. The nightly business report's okay, but that's not what I want to see. So I'm kind of a little bit disappointed. But it comes in all right. All right, now I'm way off topic. We're signing off, folks. Hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. I will have a busy Tuesday. Work. All right. See you later. Remember, if you have questions, you can tweet them at me. Those of you that don't... okay, let's... Wait, you know what? Let's talk about it for a second. I'm curious on... There will be roughly, let's say 300 people will have listened to this podcast by the end of the day. Roughly. Now, granted, I'm going to guess that of those 300, a small fraction make it to this point in the podcast. I've already said I was done. People probably have already gone like, this guy is just, I don't know what he's talking about, I'm moving on. But I'm going to, for those of you that have hung on all the way through, that have never reached out to me in the past, okay? You've been listening for years. I do get these. People say, I've listened for years. Couple of you, take the time. Write an email, okay? Send me an email and say, hey, I listened to you. This is how I listened to you. Or I've always wondered this. And ask me or tell me what you do. I would like to share your stories. I'm not going to share your names. I'm not going to share your email. Oh, I've got to send out that gift. I haven't forgotten you, John. You probably don't listen to this, but the person who won the tote bag, I got to get the dang thing in the mail to him. That he won. But, send me an email. My email, very easy. It's a Gmail account. So it ends in gmail.com, right? You got that much, okay? Now, if you send it to all one word, no punctuations or anything, just I love reality. Just ILOVEREALITY @gmail.com. That is my Gmail account that I've had for eons. And that's the one I check all the time. Between my work email for my professional work email and my non-professional. This is my non-professional, and they both are in my iPhone, and when I check my mail, it looks at both of them. And so, send me an email. Ask me a question. Is there anyone who's curious? Is there anyone who keeps hearing me talk about Twitter and has no idea what Twitter is? That's kind of the thing I'm wondering about. It's like, how many of you are listening? And how do you listen to it? I want to know how many of you discovered me in a podcasting app, didn't discover me through Twitter. I'm curious if you managed to just somehow come across this podcast through, Spotify, or through Google Play, or through, I don't know. I'm really curious about this. I have no idea how some of you have come to find this weird guy talking to himself while he drives to work. And it would be interesting, very interesting to me to find out how you do that. That's the kind of stuff. When I get those emails, I think they're the coolest things in the world. People letting me know how they've come across this show. Because, I think it's weird. At the same time, there's a YouTube account that I followed for a few months. I don't know how I came across it in going down the YouTube rabbit hole, and it's a guy, and there's multiple ones like this, I'm sure, but it's somebody who's an expat from Great Britain. He retired. He was English. He retired from England, and he moved to, I think he's in Taiwan. He's not in Taiwan. Is he in? Oh, he's in the Philippines. I'm not even sure which country he's in at this point. How's that? He's in an Asian country. He married a woman from that country, and I guess he's got enough money to basically retire fairly comfortably in that country and live, how he wants. And he's like living on a farm, and he's dug like a big, huge ravine out and turned it into. That's why I got it, because he was digging out a ravine to turn it into a big fish pond to raise fish for this woman's family, so they could kind of become fish farmers, I guess. I don't know. I watched it for. He's kind of stopped YouTubing much. He went to a Patreon format, and I'm cheap. I'm not going to become a patron. Quite frankly, I was. It was kind of a passing interest, and I'm kind of done being interested. But it was interesting for a while, and so I just came across that. So I can see how someone might come across someone like me and listen to this and find it interesting. Although, again, it wouldn't be me. I don't have any random podcasts that I listen to that aren't professionally done. So, all right, now we're at 15 minutes. So at the 8-minute mark, I said I was done. I've doubled my time and talked about nothing about Big Brother, or very little, and I am going to sign off now. But hopefully some of you will contact me and let me know via email, or you're welcome to tweet at me. My Twitter account, again, is BBGOSSIP. But I have a feeling that some of you don't use Twitter, and so, email might be it for you. So send me an email. That works. I do read email. I actually respond to them, too. All right? And once again, thank you for listening. And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow or later today. Bye-bye.